everyone, and welcome back. I'm so happy you're here for part 2 of this watermelon crochet keychain. Before we get started, let's go over the materials you need for today's project. So you'll need the continuation of your red opening for the watermelon, which is right here. And then you would need white yarn, light green yarn, some stuffing, and then a scissor, a needle, and the keychain ring. Now that you have your materials ready, let's get started. In part 1, we made the magic ring and completed the round of increases. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, make sure to finish that video first before continuing this one. Now, pick up your red yarn. For this round, we'll crochet 1 single crochet and then 1 increase, and repeat that pattern all the way around. So we will first do we put our stitch marker, and then continue all the way around. Now when you're almost done, you just close it, close the red, and then now you switch to white. So now I have the white yarn here. We will take the beginning, right there. You get your white yarn, and then you put your hook. So there's one yarn over here, so it's already closed, and then you put the white yarn over here, and then you pull on it. You hold it like you're holding your red yarn, and then you just put it inside, and then you pull your red yarn first, and then you kind of fluff it out, and then you use your white yarn. Do not get confused with the white and red yarn. You get your white yarn, and then you do the first stitch like how you always do it. And then when you get the 2 loops, you'll pull on the white yarn, so then this gets stable and stays over there. And then you have inserted your white yarn. Now we will cut our red yarn, since we're not going to be using it, and then put it aside. And now we have the white yarn connected, and now we are going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch for 1 full round. Now after you finish with your white, you switch to your light green yarn. Wait, let me do this last one. Slip stitch. And then now we're going to take our green yarn right here. And then you do the exact same thing we did the other time. You put the yarn on your hook, and then you pull it through your white yarn. Then you pull your white yarn, and then you take the green, and then you make your first stitch. Even though this looks big, it's going to be worth it in the end. So you do your first stitch, but then before you close it, you're going to pull on the yarn, so then now it's tiny, just like the other one, so they're identical. And then now you're going to do this for the whole round. We're going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch for 1 full round. Once you are done with your last green stitch, which I'm going to be doing right now, then what we're going to do is that we are going to fold this circle in half, and then actually first you will have to put your green yarn on the long green yarn on the side so it doesn't get mixed up. And then we're going to be cutting all of these yarns so they fit inside of the watermelon. But you're going to insert your crochet hook through both layers every time you make a stitch all around. Now make sure your hook goes through both sides before pulling up your loop. Continue crocheting through both layers until you have just a small opening left. Now here we take the stuffing, and then we are going to put some of it inside. And then you're gonna do the last ones over here. So we're gonna continue doing it all the way down. Cut your yarn. You're gonna leave some of it, and then you are going to cut it, leaving a small tail. Then thread the tail onto your yarn needle and weave it through inside of your project to hide it and secure it. I'm gonna put it inside. Then you're gonna pull. So it looks good. And now it's time to add the watermelon seeds. And then we are going to get our black yarn. We're going to try to find it from the middle. This is a bit tricky. Let's see. We'll put our hook inside, and then whatever yarn it pulls out, that's the yarn that we're going to use. And there we have it. We have it. Yay! Now we are going to cut a bit of a long line for the seeds. We are going to cut it. And then we're going to put our yarn through the needle. Now we're going to thread. Now you're going to thread your yarn needle with the black yarn. And then so we're going to insert the needle from a spot away from the working area, which will be right here. And then bring it out between the white yarn and the red yarn in the small space between the two triangles. And then we are so like that, right there. And then we make one small straight stitch. So we're gonna leave some black yarn dangling outside, and then we are going to put it like this. And then we're gonna do the same thing for the other side. You're just gonna let your needle go through the other side too. And then so when it goes to the other side, it makes your first seed, which is right there. And then over here you do the same thing. You put it between the two triangles, but we're gonna make it right here. And then when you put it inside, you bend the needle so it goes over here to next seed. So then you make your next seed, which is right there. Finished with the seeds, so that way you finished over here too. And now I'm going to be showing you how to do this little decoration. You can do any decoration, but I just picked this one because it's my favorite. We are going to do the decoration. You first put your hand over here, and then make sure your thumb is holding the yarn. And then you do 4 circles. So this is 2, and then 4. Now, make sure they're all next to each other, and then we're going to cut this part that's right here. Now we are going to make 2 lines. We're going to make a short line and a long line. So we have this short line right here, which we are going to cut. And then we're going to put it right here. And then we have the long line, which is supposed to be longer. And then we just cut it over here. And then we're going to take the short line. And then we're going to put the circle over here. And then we're just going to tie it. So now we're just going to make sure that it's really tight. Then what you're going to do is you're going to bend those 2, and then you're going to take this yarn, and then you're just going to do this so it's like together. We are going to make this little circle over here. So we are first going to put our yarn over here, and then turn around, and then make it like a little loop. So then we are going to spin it 4 times. So what we're going to do is we're going to spin it once, twice, and another, and the 3rd time. Make sure it doesn't get stuck by the other ones. And then the 4th one. And then on the 5th one, you are going to put it over your thumb. You're going to put it over your finger, and then you're going to turn it one more time, and then you're going to put it inside your thumb, which is going to make a knot, and then make sure to pull it tightly so it stays over there. Tight, tight, tight. Now we are going to do the 2nd loop. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you put it on your thumb. You do 1 more. Be careful so this doesn't get tangled. And then you put this yarn inside of your thumb, so it's right there. And then you pull it. And then you make sure it's tight, and then you have made it. You are going to continue with it until it turns out like this. Now we're going to put the needle through the 2 loops, and then you go outside, so then it's overlapping like that. So then it goes through and it's hidden. Now we are going to cut through these loops. It makes that a little puffiness, and then we're going to try to make it all together so it's all straight. Then we're going to cut through them. Now we're going to make sure that it's all straight. And there you are. You just finished it. Okay, now we're going to put this inside of the watermelon. We're going to first use the needle, and then we're going to pick a nice place for it. I'm going to pick it right here next to the green, since this is also green. And then you pull it down. And then you are going to leave a little bit of yarn over here, and then you're going to tie it 2 ties. You're going to like that. And then twice. Make sure it's really tight. And then what you're going to do with this extra yarn is that you're going to put it inside of your watermelon. So you're just going to do that, and then put it inside, and then make sure it's still on the green. So in case if there is extra, which there is, you can just cut it. The last step is to attach your keychain ring. Slide it through. We're going to put it over here, through, right there. So it's next to the little charm, right there. So it could be attached to one of your backpack, to your purse, or pencil case. And just like that, you finished your watermelon keychain. You should be proud of yourself for completing another crochet project. Even if your watermelon doesn't look exactly like mine, that's perfectly okay. Every project helps you learn, improve, and build confidence, and every stitch you make helps you become a better crocheter. Thank you so much for watching and crocheting with me today. I hope you had fun making this watermelon keychain with me. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below letting me know what you would like to crochet next. Your support means so much to me and helps me create more beginner-friendly crochet tutorials. In my next video, we'll be making this minion crochet fidget. This fun little project is soft, cute, and interactive. It gently pulls back and forth, creating a fun fidgeting motion that is satisfying to play with. You can also play with this wherever you want. I can't wait to crochet it with you. So make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Thank you again for watching. Happy crocheting, and I'll see you in the next video.